quiet dressing room, Harry, after having had 2 points taken away so late?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a frustrated dressing room, really. I think as players we need to look at that and learn quickly. I feel like we were set out the right way. We've done a lot of match preparation on them, the way that they play, and for 70 minutes I'd probably say that we stuck to our game plan to a T. I thought the first half was a very professional first half, considering, I know for the fans it must have been watching a game of rugby really, but it was, we knew that was coming, and like I said, we've been prepped in the right way, so we knew exactly what we were dealing with, and I think we've switched off at the end there and we've cost ourselves 2 points. But like I said, it's a learning curve, because I feel personally that that's the strongest dressing room that we've had here since I've been here, and I know that we can win games, and you know, today we've just let ourselves down in that last couple of minutes, but we'll move on, and there's still a lot of positivity in that dressing room. So,
strongest, do you mean mentally?
Maybe not mentally. I think as a group that it's the strongest in numbers, the depth that we've got. I think mentally we need to maybe be a little bit tougher coming into, you know, the gaffer had got us in there that we've dropped a lot of points in the last couple of minutes of games, and that's something I think that all individuals need to work on. You win as a team, you lose as a team. I don't know whose mistake it was for the goal, but as a group we need to learn from that. And there's a few negatives and there's a few positives out of today. We haven't lost any ground on anyone down there. It would have been nice to have gone 9 points clear of them. We knew that before the game. That's why there was a few. We're very frustrated looking at the league table, because we should have more points than what we've currently got.
In the commentary, even at 15 minutes, we were suggesting it might be a one-goal game or a one-chance kind of game, the way it was panning out. And actually, Kyle did quite well to finish his one opportunity, because it wasn't an obvious chance. The ball came off a ricochet. He didn't strike the shot very well, but he hit the target.
Yeah, we've got 5 good strikers, and we need to get them firing. It's good to see Dan on back today. Obviously he got the assist for the goal. He was unlucky not to score himself, but yeah, we need to look forward to the next game rather than being a little bit down about the next game. We've got a point, we're 3 unbeaten, and we're picking up points. So that's the main thing for us at the moment. We need to, no matter whether we play well, not play well, we need to keep picking up points consistently. So.
And just a tactical question: if you are towards the end of the game and you're leading, Gary's talking about the difficulty in not dropping deeper and deeper and deeper and trying to keep what you have. How hard is that to not try and be content just to shut up shop?
Yeah, I think they're very good at it. They bombard your area with long balls. That's the way that Graham Wesley's always done it. And you know, I think, like I said before, I think that we've dealt with it pretty well. I thought the defence had a good game. Up until that last couple of minutes. I think if we win that game 1-0, it's all smiles all round, and then we move on to the next game and we'll have a little bit more breathing space, and there'd have been a lot of positivity. But we need to take, like I said, us picking up points consistently. We need to move on and keep that in our heads that we need to carry on doing that.
And having said, you know, that the game has ended as a draw today, Crewe have lost there below you, Orient have lost there below you, so there have been marginal gains elsewhere.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's obviously about what we do and our performance, and us, like I said, picking up points. So, you know, it's great that we haven't lost any ground today, because that would have been a real kick in the teeth, really, drawing in the last minute, and then teams catching up a little bit on us. But no, we need to keep our performance levels high. And like I said, I feel like we got given the structure of how to play today. We had all the information on them, so us as individuals, we've drew that game when really we should have won it.
And you say about the information, next week you have Notts County away, and you have a full week to prepare.
Yeah, we go into every game prepared fully. It's up to us to carry the game plan out. Like Luton on Tuesday, I thought that we were absolutely magnificent in the way that we took on instructions. We learned what we were going to do, and we executed it. Today I felt like we executed it for 70-75 minutes, and then we started to maybe drop a little bit deep. But you know, it's not been a bad week. Could have been a lot worse. Maybe could have been better. But like I said, we move on with positivity, and hopefully, you know, if we go to Notts County and we get a good result, then it's another good point.
Last one from me. Is Gary emphasised how important February is with a string of games against sides around you at the bottom, or is he just trying to sort of park that and it's an old cliche, but just take the next one?
We all understand how important February is. So,
In a funny way, will the Newport, what happened today almost help you next weekend?
Yeah,
for the fact that if you get to that stage again, it's almost, remember Newport lads, let's not let that happen.
yeah, we can learn a lot from today. Take it as a positive. You've got to remember, I know I'm not making not one excuse here, but we've got a young squad, and I think that today that we were we just let ourselves down here with a couple of minutes, and we've ended up drawing a game what could have been a complete professional performance. So yeah, it's frustrating, but yeah, we'll take that forward. And like I said, I can't reiterate how important it is just to continuously pick up points on that.
And you reckon the new lad did, given that he's probably doesn't even know your names yet?
Yeah, no, it's, he looks like he's going to be a good player for us. Like I said, we've strengthened really well in the window, and like I said, it's the strongest that I feel like the squad's been. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the important month that we got, and the rest of the season.
Tim calling you shorty or titch or?
You know what? I haven't spent no time with him, so yeah, we'll have a few.
Yeah, but it takes a lot for a footballer to be bigger than you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But look, on a serious note, I thought we had a good game today, considering that he was chucked in. And yeah, like I said, there was many positives today that we need to take forward. But it was a shame, and for us and the fans, especially that sort of game, which was a horrible game. We was really close to 3 points, and we should have gone really.
Cheers, Pell.
Cheers, mate.
No worries.
Thanks so much.
Anytime.
Cheers. At least I'll save the.